Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Heat notes: Smith, Butler, expectations. Heat guard Drew Smith, who is on a two-way contract, has become a key rotation player over the past 6 games in part due to his impressive defense, writes Anthony Chang of the Miami Herald. The Heat have been substantially better defensively when Smith has been on the court compared to when he's not. I'm trying to bring as much energy as I can on the defensive end, be disruptive and just try to make inspiring plays on the defensive end, said Smith, who turns 27 on December 30th. And also just take open shots when they're there. I want to try to do a better job of getting guys easier looks on the offensive end, getting Bam, Adebayo, some easy baskets in pick and rolls, things like that. But mainly when I check in, just trying to breathe life into everybody and bring good energy and try to turn a couple games around. As Chang observes, Smith's traditional statistics over the 6-game stretch have been solid if unspectacular, with the third-year guard averaging 7.8 ppg, 3.0 rpg, 2.2 apg and 2.0 spg on .485/.529/.750 shooting in 25.3 mpg. But Smith, who is a candidate to be promoted to a standard contract, has drawn praise from his all-star teammates and his head coach for his heady play. When you find guys that just do winning things on both ends of the court over and over and over, that can be consistent to that's a superpower in this league, Spoelstra said of Smith. Everybody is searching for that, but he's kind of the glue that fits, and he can make any unit work, the second unit, the starters. So that's that thing I say, make me watch, make me play you, and then make me for sure not even think about putting somebody else in there. Here's more on the Heat. In an interview with Ciro Asio Dechak of Hoops Hype, Smith admitted his NBA journey has been frustrating at times, particularly the 2022-23 campaign, when he was signed and waived multiple times while on two-way deals with Miami. Yeah, no, there were plenty of days of frustration, Smith said. Just questioning, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? You feel like you're chasing something that just keeps getting further away. But it was all worth it and just continue. But I'm still in the same position. I'm still here on a two-way, still trying to do the same thing. So, keeping that in mind at the same time, always trying to appreciate my opportunities that I get. I try to take advantage of them to the best of my ability. Appearing on NBA Today on Tuesday, Twitter video link, Shams Charania of ESPN referred to Jimmy Butler's situation with the Heat as fluid. According to Charania, Miami doesn't feel any urgency to move Butler, but the front office is still open to offers for the star forward, with the Suns and Warriors believed to be his top choices if he does switch teams before the February 6 trade deadline. Aside from Pelle Larsson and Tyler Herro, just about every other player on the Heat's standard roster has fallen short of expectations this season, according to Barry Jackson of the Miami Herald, who explains why that has been bad for the team's on-court product and its ability to improve through trades. Warriors emerge as front-runners to land Steph Curry a new $146 million co-star. The Golden State Warriors have emerged as the front-runners to land Jimmy Butler if the Miami Heat trade the 6-time NBA All-Star. Butler has a strong interest in joining Stephen Curry and the Warriors, Shams Charania of ESPN indicated on NBA Today on December 17, doubling down on his earlier report. The Suns and the Warriors are believed to be atop their list, his preferred win-now destination, if the Miami Heat were to trade him, with the Rockets and Mavericks being the others, Charania said. This is a fluid situation that we'll see play out over the coming weeks. The Warriors have the cleanest path to trading for Butler with different combinations of draft picks, young players such as Jonathan Kuminga and Brandon Podziemski, and mid-size contracts, including their newest acquisition Dennis Schroeder, to work around with. The Rockets have already dropped out of the Butler sweepstakes after Rafael Stone, the team's general manager, went on record that they do not plan to make significant changes to their young but ascending team. On the other hand, the Mavericks have no interest in adding another max player as they already have two of them, Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, who are also ball-dominant stars. They would need to gut their depth for Butler. Meanwhile, the Suns have limited assets. They have Bradley Beal's $50.2 million as their salary ballast, but they would need him to waive his no-trade clause. It also doesn't make sense for the Heat to replace Butler with the injury-prone Suns guard's onerous contract. Beal is owed $110 million over the next 2 years after this season. Butler is in the second season of a 3-year, $146.4 million contract with next year a player option. According to Substack's NBA insider Mark Stein, the Warriors' interest in Butler is the strongest among the 4 teams mentioned as potential landing spots. League insiders continue to describe Golden State, as things currently stand, as the only team of the 4 most frequently mentioned as potential Butler suitors as having an interest in the 35-year-old that could eventually lead to some substantive trade talks, Stein wrote. The Warriors have checked in with the Heat after Butler did not get an extension in the offseason, per Sam Amick of The Athletic. Jimmy Butler's going to be a free agent next summer, didn't get an extension done, Amick said on the TK Show podcast on September 12. The Warriors, as you know, have interest there and I think probably, they made a couple of calls during the summer. However, at that time, the Heat were not as open as it is now in listening to offers for Butler. Report, Heat's Duncan Robinson is named to watch on the trade market. Miami Heat forward Duncan Robinson has spent the entirety of his pro career to this point in Miami, and he's consistently been one of the best three-point shooters in the NBA ever since he enjoyed a breakout season in the 2019-20 campaign. For his career, Robinson is shooting 39.7% from deep on 7.2 attempts per contest. But according to ESPN's Bobby Marks, he is a name to keep an eye out for on the trade market with the trade deadline less than 2 months away. Another veteran to watch in Miami is sharpshooter Duncan Robinson, Marks wrote. Has he shown enough value in the starting lineup to justify him staying on the roster? Robinson has a partially guaranteed contract next season. Robinson is playing a large role for the Heat once again so far this season. He started more than half of the 23 games he's played in and is averaging 11.1 points, 2.2 rebounds, and 2.2 assists per game in his 7th year in the NBA. In 12 games as a starter, he has seen his scoring average rise to 12.3 points per game while shooting 38.2% from three-point range. Theoretically, there wouldn't be a shortage of suitors for Robinson if the Heat make it known they want to trade him. The three-point shot is a fundamental aspect on the offensive end of the floor in today's NBA, and few players are better than Robinson at scoring the ball from deep, especially off the catch. It would make sense for a title contender in need of some additional floor spacing to take a flyer on Robinson, even with his current contract situation. The Orlando Magic, who have been one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference this season, stand out as a squad that could benefit from acquiring a shooter of Robinson's caliber. The current number 4 seed in the East has been one of the worst three-point shooting teams this season. Orlando makes just 11.5 threes per game, which ranks in the bottom 5 among the 30 teams in the league. The Magic's three-point percentage of 30.8% is also the very worst in the NBA. On top of that, getting traded from the Heat to the Magic seemingly wouldn't mark a difficult transition for Robinson. After all, the two teams play in the same state, and Robinson would still be playing for a playoff-caliber team. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Duncan Robinson? Leave your opinion in the comments.